to finish first in the Northeast Conference coaches preseason poll. Mount St. Mary's has rebounded from a disappointing 10-10 regular season to give their coach of 45 years, Jim Phelan, a shot at 800 career wins. Meanwhile, the Blue Devils of Central Connecticut State rode the inside game of Corsley Edwards to an upset of top-seeded Maryland Baltimore County. They are now on the doorstep of their first ever NCAA appearance. Next. Welcome to the Spiro Center on the campus of Wagner College, the host site for the Neutrogena Northeast Conference Championship. Central Connecticut State, they've never been to the NCAAs. They take on Mount St. Mary's, a team that has been there only once. Hi, everybody. I'm Dave Strader, along with Jay Billis, who was a pretty good big man on a pretty good team called the Blue Devils. Speaking of the Blue Devils, Central Connecticut State had a freshman that had a huge game in the semifinals last night.
Yeah, Corsley Edwards had 23 points, 13 rebounds, and an upset over Maryland Baltimore County. He just dominated inside the paint. 280 pounds, but even though he is large, he is very nimble on his feet, a nice presence defensively, and he is a terrific offensive rebounder. He really knows how to finish with some solid post moves inside. He gets to the rim. Earlier, he broke a rim in a game this year.
Corsley Edwards will go against another freshman from Mount St. Mary's, who's the biggest reason why this team was so highly considered in the preseason polls.
Yeah, another freshman, 6'10", Melvin Whitaker. And Whitaker has just been eligible since December 30th. He is a terrific defensive presence. He can block a lot of shots, grab defensive rebounds. It's going to be important for Melvin Whitaker to stay out of foul trouble for Mount St. Mary's.
Only 3 coaches in college. Jim Phelan is sitting on 799. Will he become the 4th coach ever to get 800 wins? Unofficially, it is bow tie night here at the Spiro Center, the Northeast Conference Championship. And let's take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's Neutrogena Northeast Conference Championship game. And first for Mount St. Mary's and the legendary Jim Phelan. He's got a
player out of DeMatha High School in Hyattsville, Maryland. Did not have a great game in the semis, but he really played a good floor game.
And for Howie Dickerman in Central Connecticut trying to get into the tournament for the first time, they'll be looking for Rick Mickens to be their go-to guy in this championship game tonight. He opened just about a month ago. And they are very proud of it here at Wagner College, and the Northeast Conference is proud to have the 1999 conference tournament here. It's a number 6 seed, Mount St. Mary's. That means the lowest seed ever to win a Northeast Conference tournament will.
Former assistant at Yanding recruiter, Connecticut State.
First foul for
Mount St. Mary's starting out in man-to-man. They play more of a sloughing man. Central Connecticut likes to get out in passing lanes a little bit more.
Ball Gotch kicks it up top now. This is Melvin Whitaker, the big guy that we'll talk a lot about. And a good look on the inside there for Tony Hayden. He had a pretty good game last night in an exciting, thrilling semifinal victory over St. Francis that went right down to the last possession.
Well, you're not going to find anybody that works any harder than Tony Hayden. And Central Connecticut State going right inside to Corsley. That'll really open things up on the perimeter if he can get something going down inside.
Harris got the rebound. Very active guard, wears number 11 for Mount St. Mary's, and he'll come back out now being pressured by Tomas Brookins, number 5. Of Central Connecticut. 3 on the way, back iron no good. Likely to be a little bit of nerves for both of these teams as Whitaker tried to go inside. He was contested by Edwards, and whistle blows.
Got a timeout. Corsley Edwards got the ball and immediately called a timeout to keep possession so it wouldn't get tied up and go the other way. Smart play. Corsley Edwards does a very nice job of getting position down low. You can see here the nice rebound by Whitaker, and Edwards stayed with it. He can really move his feet even though he's 280 pounds and got on the floor. Everybody hustling early. Right before this ball game, Rob Mickens, probably the best player for Central Connecticut State, could hardly contain himself. He was so excited. They've made the turnaround from 4-22 last year. 1 game away from the NCAA tournament. A remarkable turnaround.
Well, speaking of being 1 game away, these are the teams that have already played their way in. The College of Charleston, George Mason. How about that finish, Murray State? What a thriller in the Ohio Valley Conference. I was fortunate to watch Samford in the TAC final get in for the first time. Stanford from the Pac-10 and Winthrop winning the Big South tournament. So those are the teams that are in, and one of these 2 teams will go. An outside chance Central Connecticut, even with a loss, could get NIT consideration with their 19 victories, and the first basket of the game is made by Sharon Watson.
Ron Watson, the leading scorer for Central Connecticut State, pretty active. But with his injury problems, 3 games in 3 days could be a problem. He's got to stay out of foul trouble as well.
Here is Harris inside, able to get it down, so the guard goes inside and shows a little low post capability.
Yeah, the 6-footer posting up Brookins. He can do it from inside or outside.
Dean Walker, number 22, a pretty good shooter on the wing. Central Connecticut does not take a lot of threes at all. Here is Edwards showing a good touch.
Well, the left-hander right over the top of Whitaker, and Whitaker a pretty good shot blocker and defender.
Whitaker wants it inside, a chance to go back and get it, and he does. I think we got a pretty good matchup shaping up here.
No question. Both teams trying to go inside early to establish something, maybe draw some fouls. But Whitaker played on a terrific high school team at Oak Hill Academy. Played with Ron Mercer, 12th Player of the Year out of Nebraska.
But wait, they're saying a jump ball?
Yeah, they'll call it a jump ball, and it'll go the other way when it's a tie-up. But that's a terrific block. Still a nice move inside by Edwards, though. Edwards gets the ball, faces up, and goes right through it, splits the double team, spins around. But the long arms of Melvin Whitaker blocked that shot, and the defense is rewarded with the tie-up.
And Mount St. Mary still has the possession arrow. Hayden kicks it around. Ball got. He'll try the long 3, no good. Tipped up by Hayden, no good. And Mickens with a rebound, and he is converged down by a couple of Mountaineers.
Got Hayden on the foul. These teams played 2 very close games earlier this season. In fact, Mount St. Mary's in the second ball game was ahead by 10 points with just under 4 minutes left when Melvin Whitaker fouled out. And then Central Connecticut State went on a run to close out the ball game and win by 2. They scored 10 straight points after Whitaker fouled out.
Tony Hayden picked up that foul, Jay, so his second. And Jim Phelan may have a decision as Walker loses it underneath. Whitaker kicks it out. Here is Hayden now, 2-on-1 developing. And he traveled.
Well, Brookins did a nice job of getting back there, and you think maybe Hayden was thinking about that third foul, didn't want to draw a charge, so he shuffled the feet. Nice little 2-on-1. Hayden's got his head up. He's got a man, Balgach, coming down the right-hand side, but Brookins did a nice job of stopping the ball. That's the key when you get back in defensive transition. You got to stop the ball first with a little fake trap.
Number 23, Terrence Wilson, comes in to replace Hayden, so Phelan getting Hayden out of there with his 2 fouls. Wilson, a 6'8" freshman who weighs just 180 pounds. Ten seconds on the shot clock. Here is Mickens. He'll go 1-on-1, puts up a tough shot. No iron, just glass. And Edwards right there to slam it home. And as he did last night, he'll hang on the rim just for a second, Jay. Make sure the defender knows it was him.
Boy, does he throw it down strong or what? Earlier in Hawaii playing Buffalo, he broke a backboard in the game.
Here's Whitaker.
Nice move.
Oh, great move. Nice drop step there. Used the glass.
Just gave that look over his left shoulder. That was enough to get Edwards on the high side, and then he went low. That was a great move. Tell Whitaker's starting to get his feel back.
Inside, nice move, and Watson saying not only the basket, but perhaps he was pushed.
Watson was second team all Northeast Conference. He is another outstanding offensive rebounder, second in the conference in grabbing offensive boards. That's going to be a big key tonight. Mount St. Mary's really has to keep Central Connecticut off the offensive glass.
Aggressive move here by Aaron Herbert. That is his first 2. And we've got a tie ball game.
That was a big basket for Herbert. He was coming off a rough game where he didn't score, didn't have an assist, and turned it over 5 times.
And an offensive foul, I believe, coming here. Good job on the inside. So Herbert scores at one end and draws a charge at the other. Well, the 2 big men are going after each other. They are freshmen. They both have size. But Edwards, 280 pounds, using all of his bulk, slamming it down. Well, if you're a mom and dad watching tonight, you got a youngster going to Central Connecticut that doesn't have any spending money. It all went to body paint and getting ready for this game here tonight on the Deuce. Look at the names there. Dean Smith, Adolph Rupp, Clarence Gaines, all those years at Winston-Salem, and Jim Phelan. 799 wins.
Well, a true legend in the game of basketball, and many people might not know the name Jim Phelan that are just casual fans because he does not coach at a school that has tremendous resources in order to get into the NCAA tournament year after year like they do at a Duke or UCLA, North Carolina. But he is very much a legend in coaching circles. Everybody knows what a fantastic coach he is and has been over the years.
What was interesting, too, but that Phelan had an opportunity to get the record during the regular season at home. He had three games at home, lost them all to league opponents, including to Central Connecticut State, lost to St. Francis, then to LIU, so came into the tournament 3 shy. Don't you know they win the first 2 and have a chance to get him number 800 here in the championship game.
Well, they feel a little bit like a team of destiny because of that. They can get this 800th win tonight along with a bid to the NCAA tournament.
Ball got you inside, couldn't get the roll. Edwards got a hand on it. Edwards picked up that last foul, by the way. That was his first.
And a nice job by Dean Walker to go up against the bigger Melvin Whitaker and get on the floor and come away with the basketball. Out of the out-of-bounds, Central Connecticut State went to a little 2-3 zone, which is much more difficult to rebound out of. Now a little zone for Mount St. Mary's as well.
Wilkins gives it off. Big guy Jeremy Berg is in the ball game, number 40 now.
Berg not a scorer, but a terrific defensive presence.
Here's Mickens and does not get the roll. Pretty tight rims here at the brand new Spiro Center. And a good steal by Mickens.
And Mickens 15th in the country in steals. What a terrific all-around player Mickens is. The guy you'd want to have in a fantasy league because he gets stats all around.
Good shooter right there, number 22, Dean Walker, and he knocks it down. That was a long 2-pointer for Dean Walker.
Well, it's great having Dean Walker out on the floor for Howie Dickman because he's an extra ball handler. He had to play out of position last year as a freshman at the point. Brookins was not on the squad that year.
There was Whitaker again with that nice drop step, unable to get it to go that time. And back come the Blue Devils now with a 2-point lead. 7 minutes gone by here in the first half. Berg puts it on the floor. Had the size advantage. There's Edwards again, and he'll slam it down. Oh.
Central Connecticut State just a little bit quicker to the ball. Mount St. Mary's really should have come away with that offensive rebound off the Berg miss. But Corsley Edwards right there, and again, he knows how to finish.
Whitaker tried going outside that time. 4-point lead and a chance for the Blue Devils to extend it a little bit here.
He threw that.
Nice crossover dribble here and a good shot block. There was Whitaker. He was just waiting. Both teams making substitutions now, and no surprise to see number 41, Victor Payne, coming off the bench. You mentioned pretty good shot blocker.
Well, you got to look at the power of Edwards underneath when he's able to pick the ball up. And here's the drive in by Dean Walker. Now over from the weak side comes Melvin Whitaker. Those long arms blocked it with his left hand. Oh, what a play. Pick up the foul.
Terrence Wilson was trying to get to the basket. More college basketball coming your way tonight here on the Deuce. The Conference USA Women's Basketball Championship. Beth Bowens and Nancy Lieberman-Klein will bring you all the action as Cincinnati, after knocking off Marquette, will take on Tulane, who got there by virtue of their victory over Louisville. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com. That action immediately following us.
Terrence Wilson on the line, and he is going to be a terrific player. Got a very nice first step, patient, even though he is a young player. And he is thin as a supermodel. Needs to get a little more weight. But once he does, he's going to be a terrific ball player.
Coach Phelan obviously a little bit concerned about the work underneath as he brings in Newton Gale, a 6'8", 235-pound senior, and Kanata Springer, 6'10", 245. Get a little bit more beef in there.
It also gives his big guys a chance to rest a little bit. Kanata Springer transferred from Manhattan. Saw him play a couple years ago for the Jaspers. Mount St. Mary's doing a nice job of bumping cutters. Everything contested.
Here is Watson again. Nice looking shot there from just inside the foul line. Shalon Watson now has 6 points. And it's back to a 4-point lead for the Blue Devils.
Watson just a little bit quicker up to the free throw line. Springer couldn't stay with him. He's got a nice smoothness to his game, does Watson.
Long-range three-pointer on the way. And Eric Bethel, who can hit it coming off the bench, does it there to get his first basket. That's a three-pointer and cuts the lead back down to 1.
Well, Jim Phelan may have been coaching here for 45 years, but he is not at all conservative offensively. He lets his guys put it up.
Brookins, who doesn't look to shoot too often as the point guard, missed that one.
Got Victor Payne going over the top.
Well, Jim Phelan has made the adjustments already here in the first half to cut the lead to 1. Jim Phelan and the Mountaineers wearing the bow ties. $7.99 plus 1 equals legend. I think you're a legend with $7.99, even if you don't get the next one. But
yeah, I think he'll be all right with $7.99. But if they win this game, maybe they'll do something for bow tie sales around the country.
Newton Gale, and what do we got? Going the other way.
Offensive foul on a moving pick.
Yep. So it is Gale, 0-0, that draws the foul. Is Howie Dickinman talking to his freshman Edwards, inbounding right by the Central Connecticut bench.
And Howie Dickinman did such a great job of preparing his team for this ball game. Did a nice job in scouting and working through that little flex offense that was just run by Mount St. Mary's. His team prepared to fight through those screens, and that's why they got the offensive foul, or at least one of the reasons.
Mickens open for a good look at the three. Now look at Edwards get up there, puts up the nice left-hander, no good. Tipped again by Walker. And forced up by Mickens. I think he was just looking to draw a foul. Back the other way now, Bethel, number 12. He'll pull up from outside the arc, and he hits it. Boy, is that nice to have a guy come off the bench and hit a couple of threes like that. And Mount St. Mary's has the lead at 16-14.
And one of the reasons that he was that wide open is because Gregory Harris ran the floor, and it looks like Mount St. Mary's is going to a little box and one on Corsley Edwards. Gregory Harris is going to guard him one-on-one, and everybody else looks like they are in a box. Or at least that's the way they came down. Now they're going to switch defenses.
Offensive rebounding such a big deal in this ballgame for Central Connecticut State, and you can see Bethel pushing it down. Gregory Harris was the guy that ran the left side of the court. The defense had to react to that and protect the basket. That left Bethel wide open for the three.
Walker missed a three for Central Connecticut. Bethel's going to try it again. He hits it, or rather that was number 11, Gregory Harris, that pulled up and hit it.
And a nice job by Gale to set that screen out top. Run a little interference.
32 is Brian Finley, who's just in for Howie Dickinman. Boy, Bethel almost had the steal there, and on the inside, we've got, I believe, Kanata Springer, number 55. Yes, he's going to draw the personal foul.
Tried to get around in front of Watson down low, just a little bit too aggressive. But when you bring in Springer and Gale, you've got some fouls to give up. And they are basically in there to give some body punches, figuratively, and try to wear down the big men of Central Connecticut State.
And perhaps not so figuratively, as it's getting pretty physical in there.
Wear down and pull down.
Melvin Whitaker is back in the ball game. Mount St. Mary's on an 11-2 run, leading by 5. We just passed the halfway mark of the first half. Dave Strader along with Jay Billis and the rest of our ESPN2 college basketball crew here at the new Spiro Center. Wagner College. Bethel has done it from the outside, and he goes inside and kisses it off the glass and in. 8 points now for Bethel.
Bethel is absolutely unafraid to take that ball inside. Edwards was not even guarding Springer out top, just protecting the basket, and Bethel challenged him anyway.
Finley, pretty good long-range shooter, unable to get that one to go. Bethel has the rebound. He'll push it up the floor.
Nice job by Bethel to rebound.
Oh, all alone inside. Springer lays it in. Boy, that brings the entire Mountaineers bench out onto the floor.
And Jim Phelan having to calm them down. Still a lot of time left.
A huge run, and it's now a 9-point lead for the Mounts. Central Connecticut had their biggest lead at 14-10, so the math is easy. 13 straight by Mount St. Mary's. They lead at 23-14. The Neutrogena Northeast Conference Championship, all part of Championship Week, presented by 7-Up here on ESPN2 and ESPN. Take a look at the numbers from the floor, and obviously Mount St. Mary's with a better job on the field goal percentage.
Well, especially Gregory Harris and Eric Bethel. They came out on fire. Bethel came off the bench and gave Mount St. Mary's a huge lift offensively.
Watson wants the ball, but they can't get it to him. Down to 10 seconds on the shot clock. Walker, oh, look at that. Whitaker just laying in the weeds, but an offensive rebound by Watson put it up, and he drew the foul.
Yeah, Watson did a nice job of keeping his eye on the ball there. A lot of times when a shot goes up, a rebounder will just turn and look at the basket. And Watson somehow had the presence of mind to look over his left shoulder and pick that ball up. And he's going to get rewarded with perhaps a three-point play, the leading scorer for the Blue Devils.
Well, you can see why Melvin Whitaker is such a fierce shot blocker. Good help defender and sees what's happening with the rest of the offense. It's usually not his man that he's going to block the shot when he's helping.
And the key is he doesn't wait for you to come to him. He'll go out to you. Really moves his feet very well. Central Connecticut State now in a 2-3 zone. Have to keep their feet active. Mount St. Mary's likes to screen the zone.
Long three-pointer on the way. A bit of a force there by Bethel. And Walker starts it back now.
It was a good call by Howie Dickerman. Get Mount St. Mary's out of their rhythm a bit.
Edwards going in, a little bit of a smile on his face. He feels he can either get a basket or a foul every time he touches the ball.
Well, Corsley Edwards came into Central Connecticut State at over 300 pounds. He is now between 270 and 280. And Howie Dickerman and his staff had him cut out all fast food from his diet. I'll tell you what, down on the low post, he will eat you alive.
How do you go to college and not eat fast food? That's not easy to do.
That's standard fare, isn't it?
Third personal on Springer, so he came in and did what he had to do. And giving Jim Phelan a big presence on the inside. And Edwards showing a nice touch from the free throw line. Floyd, number 30, checking in now. Quick move to the basket. Good left-hand touch there. Aaron Herbert able to get it. He now has 4 points. He's 5'10", 156 pounds, but very quick first step.
Central Connecticut State went back to man, and Mount St. Mary's has just been killing them off penetration. Get those high screens. You have to have somebody step in. Let the big guys try to change the path of that drive.
And Edwards is going to draw another foul, this time on Whitaker. ESPN College Basketball Championship Week continues tomorrow, and a good one here. The Midwest Conference Championship as Butler will take on UAD. That's Detroit, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Then we'll have the Sun Belt Championship, Western Kentucky taking on Arkansas State. For more on these games, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com.
We all remember the success that Detroit had in the NCAA tournament last year after getting into the field as an at-large team. Detroit, along with Western Michigan, winning their first-round games and carrying the flags for the mid-majors that want those bids this year. Teams like the loser of Evansville-Creighton and Southwest Missouri State out of the Missouri Valley think that they should be in place of perhaps that 4th ACC team or maybe the 4th or 5th team out of the Pac-10.
Corsley Edwards now with 9 points. And a turnover here. 2-on-1 the other way. Inside, nice reverse. A little bit too soft off the glass. Mickens keeps it alive. He lays it up too strong. Watson forces it up, and he'll draw the foul. Boy, Central Connecticut stays after it.
I'll tell you what, Watson really bailed out Floyd and Mickens because both Floyd and Mickens went to the basket
and jackknifed. They did not go into the contact. They tried to avoid the contact, and as a result wound up missing the shots. But Watson really stays after those offensive boards. He's the leading scorer for this team, the 6th leading scorer in the conference.
He was injured all last season, had a foot problem that kept him out for all but 3 games, and this year has experienced some back problems. And I know Howie Dickerman and his staff have been worried about him playing 3 games in 3 nights, but he looks like he is in awfully good shape tonight.
Central Connecticut now has hit 6 of 7 from the free throw line and cut that 9-point deficit down to 3 as they are on an 8-2 run.
Gale back into the ball game.
St. Mary's hitting from all areas of the floor here in the first half. Melvin Whitaker well away from the basket.
And Corsley will not go out and guard him there. He's going to guard him inside the painted area, but outside of that, he's just going to let him have what he wants.
Herbert trying to go inside. It was batted away by Edwards. Here's Mickens running the floor against Baldgott. Takes it all the way to the glass and lays it in.
Boy, what a nice hesitation move by Rick Mickens.
Give a lot of credit to Corsley Edwards for knocking away that pass. A great deflection.
Baldgott's wide open for a 3 here. No good. And Jeremy Berg rips down the rebound.
And that's where Berg's impact is going to be, on the defensive end, with his shot blocking ability and his ability to grab defensive rebounds.
Edwards, spin move, picked up the dribble. He's double teamed, kicks it out, and Brendan Floyd. They go inside to Edwards again, forces it up, thought there was contact, and back the other way now. Harris running the floor, lost control of the ball.
Central Connecticut State very fortunate there. Rick Mickens doing a nice job hustling down court. Look at him outrun everybody to get back and try to put a stop to that play. But Harris, as he was taking the ball into one hand for the old Statue of Liberty layup, just lost control of it.
Jim Phelan's club now guilty of 5 turnovers. Central Connecticut has taken care of the basketball very well. You see there with 2. Last year, Central Connecticut did not have a single player who had more assists than turnovers. Reportedly the youngest team in the nation last year, Jay, and I say reportedly because I did the TAC final, and in the Samford notes, they said they were the youngest team in the country last year.
Everybody wants to be younger.
Mickens kicks it back, good up fake there by Payne, goes all the way, nice duck underneath and lays it off the glass.
The Michael Jordan of Barbados. Victor Payne, the first scholarship player in Division I from Barbados.
And he's given the Blue Devils the lead again. Howie Dickerman, the coach, urging his players to get their hands up, and Melvin Whitaker's going to be called for the offensive foul.
I'll tell you what, that was a pretty quick move by Whitaker, and Corsley Edwards
Shuffled those puppies of his to get right in his way and draw the offensive foul.
Those aren't puppies. Yeah. Those are big dogs.
Those are full-grown dogs, aren't they?
Well-fed, full-grown dogs.
Wilkins gives it off to Walker. Now Payne.
Back to a little zone, matching up out of it, trying to double team down low against Corsley Edwards. Got to get some penetration.
Here's Payne. He does just that. There's Whitaker again. Blocked it off the glass. Now Brookins. Oh, tough little move with the left hand. He is a left-hander, but he made a nice little floater there.
Last night against Baltimore County, he had a couple nice moves. A great full-court hesitation move. Very effective. He is left-handed, but he uses his left and his right pretty well.
Good battle there on the offensive boards by Newton Gale, 0-0, who's in the game. Howie Dickerman clapping his hands and actively walking the sidelines, and why not?
Well, what a job he's done to turn this team around from 4-22. And Howie Dickerman played in the late 60s at Central Connecticut State, the first player ever at that school to score over 1,000 points and grab over 1,000 rebounds. He was an All-American and wants to bring back the tradition at Central Connecticut State.
Gale able to hit the first free throw. Newton Gale, who does not get a ton of playing time. That was just his 15th free throw attempt of the season. He has now hit 10 out of 15.
Had a lot of knee problems. Had to have his knee drained earlier today in order to play.
Wearing a bandage on that left knee. Blue Devils with a 2-point lead.
Mount St. Mary's really staying home, not contesting passes out on the perimeter. They'll just contest shots. Good pass.
Walker's open just inside the three-point line, unable to hit, got his own long rebound. Now Berg will kick it way back out. Smart play here, and Central Connecticut will regroup.
Yeah, Berg realized he didn't have anything down on the baseline, so they'll just reset.
Here is Payne in the corner, Brookins, and before the shot went up, we have a foul in the lane away from the ball. And I believe it's going to go against the guard, number 11, Gregory Harris.
You know, Victor Payne has come into this ball game and made obviously the nice move to the basket, but he's made some very intelligent passes in the half-court offense. A good conveyor of the ball, and oftentimes the guy that makes the pass that leads to the assist doesn't get the credit he deserves for moving the ball, but Victor Payne did a very good job of that.
Central Connecticut continues their excellent work at the free throw line. Watson came in at about 67%, exactly what the team shoots.
I'll tell you, he gets to the line a lot going into this game. He had 164 free throw attempts.
Unable to hit the second, though.
Both teams are shooting the back end of free throws as if there's a
Sub waiting for him at the table. And there's a sub there coming in for the shooter. You always want to miss that second one if you can. You stay in the game that way.
Whitaker kicks it back out. Hayden with his 2 fouls back in the ball game. Whitaker fumbled it momentarily, lays it back in, but he's called for the travel. A timeout has been called. Central Connecticut has got back into the game, and they lead by 3, but Melvin Whitaker is giving the Blue Devils something to think about every time they go to the basket. Welcome back to the Spiro Athletic Center here on the campus of Wagner College, Staten Island, New York. Championship week presented by 7-Up, the Neutrogena Northeast Conference Championship game. These two teams played a couple of tight ones in the regular season. Both were won by Central Connecticut. They have the 3-point lead right now over Mount St. Mary's as Victor Payne, number 41. Gets it back out to Mickens. Looking inside, Watson wants it. He's being fronted by Whitaker. Now it comes back up top for Mickens. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Gets a double screen. And called for the travel with a little jump step. They'll stay with us for the 7-Up halftime reports. Number 1 in trouble. That could mean the Purdue women's team, the MAC championship, and Missouri Valley Conference championship. All coming up at halftime.
That Missouri Valley Conference Championship is a heck of a matchup between Evansville, and Jim Cruz has done a remarkable job with that team, and also Creighton, Dana Altman's group.
Mickens, good job to stay in bounds.
Central Connecticut State has gotten very solid performances out of Sharon Watson and also Edwards inside. The two have combined for 21 of their 29 points. And they have just dominated the offensive glass.
Here is Watson, unable to hit on that one. Central Connecticut crashing the boards, but after a tip, it is controlled by Eric Bethel. Canceled off now to Gregory Harris. Harris thought about the 3, using the screen. Bethel outside the arc. A 3 would tie the game. Here's Wilson. He'll try one. He gets it. Terrence Wilson, number 23, able to hit it. He has 5 points. And we have a tie ball game again with just over a minute left here in the first half.
Back to man for Mount St. Mary's.
Walker unable to hit the jump shot from an angle. Now 15 seconds difference between the shot clock and the game clock here in the half. Wilson looking inside. He'll take it against Payne all the way to the glass, and a foul on the way in. And will go against 41, Victor Payne of the Blue Devils.
Here you can see the excellent first step of Terrence Wilson, able to turn the corner, and Victor Payne doing the best he can to move his feet and cut him off along the baseline. Terrence Wilson has an awful lot of upside potential.
I really think in this league he is going to be a terrific player in the future, and a very good one now.
Third personal on Victor Payne. Wilson out of Suffolk, Virginia. Showing a nice follow through. Our 7th lead change with that free throw. The game has been tied 4 different times. Both teams have put together impressive runs.
Well, Mount St. Mary's had one streak where they were hitting just about everything. Bethel came in off the bench and canned a couple of threes. And Central Connecticut State has done it more on the inside and with their hard work on the offensive glass. And it's so tough to keep Edwards off the boards. He does a nice job at getting angles, carves himself a path to the basket.
20 seconds left in the half. Central Connecticut in a hold for the last shot.
I want to take it with about 5, maybe 4 on the clock, so there's enough time for a stick back and not enough time to take it the other way.
Brookins, tough shot, has to force it, doesn't get the roll. The rebound controlled by Bethel. He'll keep it down the court. And that's going to do it for the first half. Jim Phelan, halfway perhaps to career win number 800. He's got a slip 2-point lead over Central Connecticut State. The 7-up halftime report is straight ahead.
ESPN2's exclusive presentation of Championship Week is presented by 7-Up. Are you an un? And in part by Neutrogena T-Gel Shampoo. It works. This halftime report is presented by 7-Up. Are you an un?
We're at the half of the Neutrogena Northeast Conference Championship game. Mount St. Mary's with a slim 2-point lead over Central Connecticut State. March Madness rolls on Sunday, March 7th. Some teams will just be downright mad. It's the Selection Sunday programs at 5:15 Eastern. It'll be the women's NCAA selection show presented by State Farm. Then at 6:30, Chris Fowler, assisted by Dickie B, Digger Phelps, and some other guy named Billis will be there as well. 6:30 Eastern on Sunday. Well, the big guy, Corsley Edwards, has scored 3 field goals, most of them from pretty close range like this one, but they trail by 2.
ESPN2's exclusive presentation of Championship Week is presented by 7-Up. Are you an un? And in part by Neutrogena T-Gel Shampoo. It works. And by Isuzu. We don't make cars because life is too big for cars.
We are back here at the Spiro Athletic Center, and there is your halftime score. Mount St. Mary's with a 2-point lead over Central Connecticut, making their first ever appearance on national television, I might add. Dave Strader back along with a guy who's been on national TV a lot, Jay Billis. Corsley Edwards certainly got off early, but didn't have a basket in the last 13 minutes.
Yeah, he got off early, you're exactly right, and he did it by doing a great job on the offensive glass. When he gets the ball inside, he just goes up so strong, there's no stopping him. But in that first half, Central Connecticut State had 12 offensive rebounds. Mount St. Mary's has to do a better job of keeping them off the offensive glass. And on the other end, Mount St. Mary's did a nice job getting some things in transition midway through that first half. Eric Bethel came off the bench to put in 8 points. He was a nice lift.
Take a look at the stats from the first half of play in the Northeast Conference Championship. First half stats brought to you by First Union. And you see the offensive defensive rebounds that Jay was talking about, that third stat down, 12 offensive rebounds for Central Connecticut, the big number there. In the front court doing it for the Blue Devils with 23 of the 29 first half points, and that's also reflective of their big guy, number 21, Mickens, big in terms of what he brings to the table offensively, struggling in the first half for Central Connecticut.
And immediately in the second half, Mount St. Mary's going right into Melvin Whitaker. But you're exactly right, Dave. The big guys for Central Connecticut State getting it done in the first half. The guards really struggled.
Their starters, Dean Walker, Rick Mickens, and Tomas Brookins, went a combined 3 for 17 in that first half. If they can start hitting from the perimeter just a little bit, they're going to give a big lift and open some things up even more for their inside people.
Melvin Whitaker, a 70% free throw shooter, showing good form in hitting the first one.
He's just going to get better and better. He was away for 2.5 years from the game, as I think everybody knows by now. Was recruited by many ACC schools as a high school All-American out of Oak Hill Academy. But matriculated to the University of Virginia, was involved in an incident where he cut another person with a box cutter in an altercation, and he served some time in prison for it. And Mount St. Mary's gave him a second chance, and he is making the most of it.
Here is Walker now, working his way to the basket, but again, there is Whitaker, forcing Central Connecticut to alter the shot, and Mickens again with the steal. Nice little behind-the-back dribble to keep it alive. Walker against Whitaker, drew the contact, and it will be a foul against the big guy.
That was just a great play by Rick Mickens to run back in defensive transition and take that pass that was on its way to Balgach. Pushing the ball up the court. Harris sees Balgach ahead, and Mickens, the pass is a little bit behind him, but Mickens did a great job of running the court and immediately turned the other way and pushed it. And Walker very intelligently attacked Whitaker in transition, went right into his body.
Whitaker now with 3 personal fouls. Let's see if they try to immediately get it inside to Corsley Edwards. He wants the ball in there. Brookins able to hit the 14-footer. He has 4 points.
Well, that was a big shot for Brookins because Gregory Harris was laying off him, almost daring him to shoot,
so he could give some help to Whitaker inside on Corsley Edwards.
Hayden, who picked up a couple of fouls early. Balgach with a shot on the way. And Mickens with the rebound. Central Connecticut with a chance rather to tie or take the lead with a 3-pointer. Brookins aggressive, bounces it inside. Edwards puts it up off the glass and in.
Great penetration and a nice catch.
So important for your big guys to keep those hands up when your guards penetrate, so that you can be ready not only to catch it, but to make a move.
Herbert tried to go inside, but a turnover for the Mountaineers.
And Herbert just trying to go a little bit too fast and getting the ball inside.
Whitaker doing a good job to get in front of Edwards.
And Hayden laying off.
Tough baseline chance there for Watson. Harris will look to find an opening. Hands it off in transition, off the glass, no good. Harris with the putback.
Well, Gregory Harris just does it all for Mount St. Mary's, although he is just 6 feet tall. A very good rebounder. He can run the court extremely well.
Everybody knows he's an outstanding scorer. Just does it all out of DeMatha High School. Played for Morgan Wooten, now for Jim Phelan. Poor kid can't get any coaching.
7 lead changes now in this ball game. Nice help defense there. Balgach helping out Whitaker coming over from the weak side.
The Yugoslavian import, Dobro Balgach.
And a 20-second timeout indicated here by the Mount. Now, we mentioned a lot of firsts potentially in this game. Central Connecticut first time on national TV. And also, as you were mentioning, Jay, an outstanding job by Howie Dickenman. And their slogan is, "It's time." That's what they have on the back of their practice jerseys. And the reason they say it's time is because they have struggled a lot since becoming a Division I school. And this is the first time in their 13-year history as a Division I program that they're going to have a winning record. They come in 19-12 overall. They were 11-9 in the league.
Well, inside their locker room at Central Connecticut State, there is a plaque on the wall. And it is reserved for the first winning team in Division I play at Central Connecticut State. They are just waiting to insert the picture of what team that is. And Of course, as you mentioned, it is this team this year, the 1999 version of the Blue Devils. And they would very much like to add with that picture an NCAA bid.
They took that team photo just this past Wednesday. Here's Balgach. Now Watson up in the air. Nice look underneath. And Springer lays it in. Kanata Springer off the bench. Four-point lead for the Mountaineers. Inside Watson, and it's slapped away by Hayden. Now Mickens. Can't find the shooting touch yet. Gets it back, though, after Walker got the offensive rebound.
Well, Central Connecticut State's big guys do a good job of rebounding, but so do their guards. They follow their shots.
Not the shot they normally would want from Edwards.
And they got Hayden again with another foul, just a little push-off on the rebound. Edwards on the shot along the baseline. Not quite within his range, just a little bit short. But a nice job by Watson to get position inside. Nobody blocked him out, and as a result, Hayden picks up the cheapie.
Watson unable to hit the first. And Coach Phelan immediately makes a couple of substitutions. Eric Bethel comes back in along with Terrence Wilson. And Watson able to get the second of his 2 free throws down.
Little token pressure in the backcourt by Central Connecticut State, just trying to show a different look when they can.
Running a little flex offense. Got to get around those screens. And communication very important defensively when teams are running the flex.
Ball got straight away 3, and he hits that one. A 6-point lead now for the Mount. And a steal, Balgach. He's got Bethel all the way down the court. He'll lay it up and in.
And Edwards down on the other end. He got up limping. That left looks like left ankle.
In so many ways. Don't know if he landed on somebody's foot or just came down awkwardly.
Well, you can see him down posting up, and Balgach just came over and caught him right in the back of the calf with his knee. Got a little stinger there, and Balgach did a nice job of getting the ball down the court.
Appears he'll be all right. A 9-0 run for the Mounts.
Mount St. Mary's with an 8-point lead over Central Connecticut State, due in large part to the play of Robert Balgach, the import from Belgrade, Yugoslavia, hitting the 3 on one end and making the great defensive play on the other.
And after the timeout, Brian Finley coming in, getting his first 2. And Edwards is on the bench after that collision that he had with the knee of Balgach, who has the ball right now.
Balgach is a chess champion, and he's had all the right moves in the second half.
The officials are going to talk about this, and it's going to be Central Connecticut ball. Well, that's good to see when you've got a veteran officiating crew getting together on that call. Originally, it was called Mount St. Mary's ball.
But one official had the better angle. Mickens just drifting a little bit on that shot, not going up and down, and
he has really struggled from the field, as has Dean Walker. The third day of a 3-day tournament, sometimes your legs can go and those shots a little bit short.
Good pass inside, and too strong by Springer, and Payne has the rebound.
Important possession here for Central Connecticut State. We're fortunate that Springer missed that. This could be a nice 4-point swing for him, maybe 5.
Payne, quick move to the inside and a soft touch. The young man from Barbados showing some fire.
Boy, he really got around quickly, didn't he?
That 8-point lead of moments ago has been cut in half, and there's Mickens with a block on the 3-point attempt. So he is struggling offensively, Jay, but still doing it defensively.
Well, he's never going to give up defensively. Nobody wants this game more than Rick Mickens does. And Bethel there needs to give a little shot fake first.
Nice move by Finley on the crossover dribble all the way to the glass. He has 4.
Finley and Brookins all season long have split time at the point guard position, and
Jim Phelan cannot be happy with his defense, allowing a drive from all the way from the top of the key or beyond, and nobody stepping in to take a charge.
Harris, long range 3 from right in front of his legendary coach, and he knocks it down. He has 10 points.
Well, maybe 45 years ago when Jim Phelan got into coaching, that might not have been a good shot, but now it is.
Well, it definitely wouldn't have been a 3-pointer.
I mean, he wants to see his players shoot the ball. He wants to see aggressiveness offensively.
Watch it. Had it tipped away. Bethel's got some help. Harris with the jam. Oh, does he like that one? 7-point lead for Mount St. Mary's.
What a great look behind by Bethel. When you knock that ball out, you can just chase it down, and Harris did a nice job of running the court with him.
And that's going to go against Springer. That is his 4th personal foul. And how long does Edwards stay on the bench for Central Connecticut? I suppose it depends on that leg injury.
Well, the terrific defense. Watson's got to do a better job of protecting the ball and giving up that pass. And Bethel looking right behind him. The nice finish for the DeMatha product. Played on an awfully good DeMatha team from Morgan Wooten, which included Mike Pegues of Delaware. He will be playing for a championship come Saturday at 11:30.
On ESPN, Mike Bray and his Blue Hens going against Drexel and Joe Linderman.
I'll be down there Saturday morning with Nancy Lieberman-Klein for that action. Delaware and Drexel.
I'll say that is a good conference as well. Hofstra getting beat the other night with Craig Speedy Claxton. A lot of quality players in that league, but a former teammate of Gregory Harris, Mike Pegues, among the top 10 scorers in the country all season long at 6'5". Not going to find many better low post scorers than Mike Pegues.
Central Connecticut trailing by 5, picking up the pressure defensively. 12-10 to go here in the second half. Dave Strader, Jay Billis. Northeast Conference Championship. Harris has the hot hand, but couldn't get that one down. And Payne.
Hey, Victor Payne has done a nice job in this ball game. Defensively, he's been solid. He's been on the boards, very active. Couple nice moves inside. Very solid. Little zone now for Mount St. Mary's. When they went to it in the first half, it was very effective.
Well, Mickens finds his touch, and it couldn't come at a better time.
Rick Mickens has been the leader for this team all season long. He just does it in so many areas. That's not a good passing angle.
Well, Harris unable to get the good angle, and Central Connecticut within 2. They'll have the ball when we come back.
Mount St. Mary's up by 2, and Gregory Harris has had a pretty good ball game. 12 points in this ball game thus far, but this is not a good play that he made here. His 5th turnover, he picks up his dribble, then tries to feed the post from a bad angle. He needs to take that ball further down to the baseline and lead the big man into his move. He's leading him really out of bounds, and the guy can't pull off
and go to the ball. Newton Gale just was put in a bad position down low. One dribble to the baseline would have made that a great passing angle and would have led to a basket.
Ryan Finley has been very aggressive offensively since coming in. And Whitaker has picked up his 4th foul with 11-12 still on the clock.
Well, that was the key to the last meeting between these two teams. Mount St. Mary's had a 10-point lead with about 4 minutes left when Melvin Whitaker fouled out. When he left the game, Mount St. Mary's interior defensive presence was gone. And that allowed Central Connecticut State to score the final 10 points in the ballgame to come away with a 2-point win.
And that's going to bring Todd Kessler into the ballgame, who does not normally see a whole lot of playing time. The 6'11" senior from Marietta, Georgia, out of Sprayberry High School. He's going to spell Whitaker here. And Finley, hitting the free throws, has tied the ball game. The 5th time that this Neutrogena Northeast Conference Championship game has been tied.
And you know when Central Connecticut State gets the ball back, they're going to try to go inside against Gale and Kessler. Good feed.
Good look inside, and a foul here is going to go against Mickens, I believe. Yes, that is the call. More college basketball coming your way Wednesday on ESPN. The AT&T Big East Tournament first-round action. 11 a.m. We'll have Seton Hall taking on Notre Dame as the 9th seed takes on the 8th seed. At 7:30, Georgetown, the number 10 seed, takes on Providence. The Atlantic 10 Tournament first-round, 9:30, is St. Joe's, number 6 in the East, will take on LaSalle, number 3 in the West. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com.
Central Connecticut State did not guard Todd Kessler out near the top of the key, and they don't feel he can make a shot from out there, but without pressure on him, he was able to look inside easily and make the pass down to Newton Gale.
When you don't put pressure on a big guy, they can just stand there and pick you apart if they're good passers, and Kessler did a nice job at delivering that pass.
So Gale now with 3 points. Here is Finley, kicks it off. Brookins inside, will get it right back. Payne wants it on the block there against Kessler. Edwards is back in the ball game, number 34. Finley drops it off to Edwards. Tough play there. Going to the glass was Payne, but he could not get it on the putback.
Good decision by Herbert to pull it out.
Inside Kessler. That is turned away by Edwards and out of bounds. Last touch by Central Connecticut as Edwards looking around saying, hey, wait a minute, I think that might be our ball. But
well, a nice penetration and the jump off to Kessler, but Kessler just unable to finish against Edwards, who goes up awfully strong defensively.
Here is Kessler, too strong off the back iron. Harris a 3 on the way. That hit the front rim.
Now essentially 2 point guards in the ball game for Central Connecticut. Brookins and Finley both able to handle it as point guards.
Finley, good long-range shooter, but unable to get that one.
A good job by Newton Gale to block out Edwards. He basically locked him down to the floor. Edwards unable to move. Payne's not going to go out there and guard Kessler. Kessler can just stand there and pick apart inside if he wants to.
Bethel aggressively to the glass and put up and in by Harris, and he's fouled.
Now, Gregory Harris, even though he's just 6 feet tall, very good rebounder, averages about 5.5 rebounds a game to go along with his 17 points. Most guards are not used to blocking out, so if you got a good guard rebounder, especially off of his own shot. See Brookins going up there against Harris after the Bethel miss. Brookins did not do a good job of laying a body on Harris and blocking him out. And Harris creeping ever closer to his 17.1 average.
Well, you're right. Harris is 3rd on this Mount St. Mary's club in rebounds per game. Only Hayden with 6 and Whitaker averaging about 6.5. Mickens with a 3, in and out. And a jump ball here. Let's see how they call it as play gets a little bit aggressive.
Well, guys want to be strong. It's always interesting how after they hear the whistle, they keep fighting over the ball, even though the officials are going to take it away from them sooner or later.
Mickens with the open 3-pointer. And Mount St. Mary's doing a pretty good job of going after the ball, but so is Central Connecticut State. Central Connecticut State goes after almost every offensive rebound.
Here is Edwards inside, no good. Rebound tipped around. Mickens gets it knocked away, and that foul's going to go against Herbert.
See that Mickens, the primary three-point threat for the Central Connecticut State team. Well, he has struggled from the field this evening.
That's incredible. He's taken 51% of this team's three-pointers and made 55%. A stark contrast to the Samford club we saw in the TAC final earlier during championship week that had taken over 700 three-pointers going into their conference final win over Central Florida.
Yeah, it's either a three or a backdoor layup for Samford.
Yep, it is. And I believe this is going against Springer. Yeah, and that's his 5th. So number 55 has 5 fouls. He's got to sit down, and of course he came in for Whitaker, who's got 4 fouls.
Well, this is a difficult substitution. Springer, fairly experienced, played at Manhattan College before transferring over to Mount St. Mary's. Now that is one less experienced body that Jim Phelan can throw into this ball game. He's got to go back with Kessler now.
Watson, tough shot, but did he ever get a roll? Kessler did a pretty good job defensively. 17 for Sharon Watson. One better than his average.
Well, Kessler put some pressure on the shot, but you got to keep Watson from getting that ball. Nice pass. Good little high-low. And again, Kessler just able to pick them apart inside because there's no pressure on the ball. A calculated risk not to go out and guard him.
Inbounds play, they get it to Harris. He is double teamed. Now Herbert takes it back out.
Central Connecticut State going 2-3 zone, out of bounds under, and they like to trap along the sidelines.
Harris, NBA style 3 there, and it was too strong. Oh, nice look inside for the layup by Sharon Watson. Great feed there by Brian Finley. 19 points now for Watson.
Finley bringing it up the sideline with his head up, and Watson running the court as a big guy. That puts a lot of pressure on the opposing defense when you can run the court. You make their big guys run, and sooner or later they start huffing and puffing. Back into the flex.
Bethel with a 3 on the way. That's no good. Kessler with a rebound. Nice up fake. Oh, and he missed the easy one. But Mount St. Mary's staying on the offensive glass, and Aaron Herbert able to get the putback.
Smallest guy in the court winds up with an offensive rebound stick back. Proves that you don't have to play above the rim to grab rebounds.
6 points for Herbert. And Mickens unable to control that. Ball is out of bounds. Well, Mount St. Mary's has been threatening to pull away a little bit, but Central Connecticut staying close. A great job by Finley. Spotting Watson in the open court. 7:18 to go. That is Dr. Harold Menninger, the athletic director for Mount St. Mary's, goes by the nickname of Chappie, and he was telling us the story about Melvin Whitaker, and when one of the assistant coaches, Milan Brown, who is a recruiter for this organization, came and said, look, you want to take a chance. This is what he was talking about, and of course, Menninger said, I have to meet this young man and hear the whole story, and obviously, he believed in him.
Yeah, I think he was very impressed. He acknowledges, as he almost has to, that Melvin Whitaker made a grave mistake. But he believes in second chances, and with the backing of the university, Melvin Whitaker is in uniform and playing, and has performed admirably throughout the second half of this season, both on and off the court.
A quick timeout has been called here again. Jim Phelan with 799 career victories in college basketball, going for number 800 tonight, looking to be just the 4th ever to reach that lofty plateau.
Luminaries on that list: Dean Smith, Adolph Rupp, Clarence Big House Gaines. Jim Phelan set to join them. Jim Phelan, a legend not only at Mount St. Mary's but in the Philadelphia area as well. Played at LaSalle, coached there in their 1954 national championship team as an assistant. He played in grade school with Hall of Famer Paul Arizin.
Of course, one of Jim Phelan's best-known players to go through the program, our own Freddie Carter, Mad Dog, who put a dagger in my heart and the heart of all Knicks fans back in 1971 in the Eastern Conference Final. Here is Harris showing his long range again. Boy, he likes that spot right in front of the bench.
Well, that's his 18th point, and he has really heated up, especially in the second half.
Wilkins is back in the ball game. Here is Walker. Hands it off underneath for Payne. Oh, and he traveled, moved the pivot foot.
Yeah, awfully close quarters to make that kind of pass. Not a whole lot of upside when getting into that kind of traffic underneath.
Nice read there by Herbert to see that he had the opening to get down the sideline. Melvin Whitaker still on the bench with his 4 fouls, but Mount St. Mary's in front by 6. Harris rims out. Well, he's feeling it offensively. He wants the ball.
Well, that might have gone down somewhere else. You mentioned a little bit earlier in the game how tight these rims are. They're brand new, and a few of the players have complained about the fact that they are so tight. If it swishes, it's no problem. If it hits some rim, it's likely to come out.
Walker unable to get it down. Bethel kicks it ahead, Herbert. And smartly slows it down now. Inside 6 minutes to go here. And still a 6-point lead and a foul on Victor Payne. 4th on Payne. That is the 5th team foul. A reminder of what's coming up next here on ESPN2. More college basketball action. Women's Conference USA Championship. Beth Mowins and Nancy Lieberman-Klein will call all the action as Cincinnati will take on Tulane for the title. That's coming up next. Nearly a backcourt violation. They kick it back out. Herbert's open for the 3. Front rim, tipped out, and here is Payne with it now in the open court.
Good decision by Payne. He didn't have any numbers. Get it to a guard and set it up.
Mickens wanted that ball in the low post. They may try to set it up. Instead, they go to Edwards. Edwards, good help there by Ballgott, and a nice play by Mickens. Just 7 points for him.
With that shot, he's now 3 for 10 in the ball game, but Rick Mickens always seems to be around the ball. He just makes play after play.
Here's Harris, tough shot turnaround. He let it go quickly. Edwards with the rebound.
Yeah, 2 tough shots in a row for Gregory Harris. Nice move.
Finley, that was knocked away by Ballgott. Here is Harris. The 2-hand slam.
Well, he just exploded to the basket, kind of pulled the ball down and let Mickens slide on by. That's a nice play.
20 points for Harris.
Back to the zone.
And back to the 6-point lead, and Newton Gale reaching over the top. That'll be his 2nd. More college basketball coming your way tomorrow. The Mid-Continent Conference Championship game. Chris Marlowe and Tim McCormick will bring you all the action. Oral Roberts tipped off against Youngstown State. Oral Roberts winning that one. And Valparaiso going against Western Illinois. And an update on that one. Valparaiso with the lead, 4 minutes to go in the second half. For more on these games, log on to ESPN.com. Part of the Go Network, go.com. 9:30 tomorrow, the Mid-Continent Conference Championship game.
And what a great job Homer Drew's done with that Valparaiso team. He lost his son, Bryce Drew, to the NBA, playing with the Houston Rockets. And who would have thought that with so many newcomers that Valpo would be back poised on yet another trip to the NCAA tournament. They've got a terrific freshman, a Czech young man named Lubos Barton, going to be a terrific player, about 6'7", multi-talented.
Well, it shows what a trip to the NCAA, a little success, a little exposure could do for your program. That's what Central Connecticut's hoping for with their first appearance here on national TV and perhaps their first visit to the NCAA tournament. Here's Whitaker just back in the ball game, and he hits the 18-footer. Melvin Whitaker.
No rust over on that bench, is there? Mount St. Mary's doing a nice job of matching up out of this zone, really extending the shooters.
Let's see how Central Connecticut responds, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Balgach, who's been very active defensively. Jim Phelan closing in on 800, but he's been around long enough to know it's far from over. We'll be back. Mount St. Mary's with an 8-point lead. Jim Phelan with 799 wins. The next one, well, CCS would be number 800, and Duke would be number 801. Back-to-back win over Blue Devil programs.
You like to see everybody confident, huh?
Finley looking inside. Watson, been a while since he scored. And that ball out of bounds. Last touch by Central Connecticut.
Central Connecticut going to put some pressure on in the full court, try to make something happen. Nice job by Harris to throw over the top.
I know it's been said in many different situations with other conferences and matchups, but it is tough to beat a school 3 times in 1 year when you're pretty evenly matched.
Oh, no question. No question. And Mount St. Mary's,
I think, believes that they had that second game well in hand and just let it slip away.
Harris unable to hit the 3. Well, he could have driven 1 nail in probably if he hits that one.
I'll tell you, there's still plenty of time left.
Finley, oh, there's Whitaker coming out of nowhere. Boy, you think of great shot blockers, of course, it all starts with the great Bill Russell out of San Francisco and then with the Boston Celtics. Whitaker just seems to kind of lay in the weeds. He doesn't give himself away, but at the last minute, he just explodes.
Absolutely, coming over from the weak side, and Brian Finley taking off perhaps a little bit too early. Taking maybe 1 step further so he can use a shot fake.
Oh, and there is Whitaker with his 7th block. What a force he has been defensively. And remember, Mount St. Mary's was without him for quite a stretch here in the second half because of 4 fouls. And Mickens has to go for a foul there.
And Jim Phelan creeps ever closer to win number 800. And to put that into perspective, 1,241 career games. If you put them all back to back, that is the equivalent of coaching over 4 weeks straight continuously.
Wide open look for Bethel. Hit the front rim. Here's Edwards now. Tried to go behind the back, but he got some help there as Watson picked it up, and Watson was fouled.
Well, when your big guy puts it behind his back in the open court, that's when coaches get heart attacks. This is after he lost it. Watson picks it up. And it looked like Herbert got his hands in there and tied it up, but he got a little bit of the wrist as well. Another rebound by Whitaker. Nice job. We talked about Whitaker at the top of the broadcast that he didn't have to score in order to be effective.
He can rebound and block shots. That's exactly what he has done, but he's also put a few points on the board for good measure.
Victor Payne picks up his 5th personal. He is fouled out with 4 points.
And Victor Payne did a nice job off the bench for Central Connecticut State. And they need a scorer right here.
Finley all the way to the basket, lays it up, no good. And Edwards had the rebound for a moment, but couldn't control. Back the other way, Harris lobs it up. Whitaker with a slam! Oh! Mount St. Mary's has missed several chances to put this away, but that may have done it there. The biggest lead of the ballgame.
That's a nice exclamation point, isn't it?
Walker bounce pass underneath, and Edwards is fouled, and Balgach. Hey, if you're going to foul a 280-pounder underneath, just make sure he doesn't get the basket.
Edwards only shoots 65% from the free throw line, but he shoots about 100% from inside 2 feet from the basket. Nice little pass up to Whitaker and the solid finish. That's a heck of a catch and finish, especially when Edwards was right there.
Yeah, 280 pounds closing in on you, and Melvin Whitaker, great focus to catch and finish like that, as you mentioned.
Well, Whitaker not at all afraid to go up and
Risk his body, lay it on the line.
And very often in these small to mid-sized conference championships, you have one Cinderella story going against the favorite, but here you have a 4 seed and a 6 seed. You feel bad for either one of these teams that have come so close to realizing a dream.
Well, this is the way it used to be, where only one team went out of every conference.
And you talk about emotion and investing everything in just this one game. Well, this is the way this is what basketball is all about, in my opinion.
Well, Mount St. Mary's got a huge break there as Howie Dickerman's club did everything in the full court pressure but steal the ball.
Well, you talk about a guy who has invested in his program, and that is Howie Dickerman.
We talked with the athletic director for Central Connecticut State, C.J. Jones, who was a teammate of Howie Dickerman's for the Blue Devils in the late 60s, and he has ultimate confidence in Dickerman's ability to coach and recruit. He has really turned this program around into the right direction.
Aaron Herbert now with 7 points. Jim Phelan almost allowed himself a smile there.
Well, being in the business as long as he has, you know that a 10-point lead with the three-pointer is still not safe with 1:11 left.
Very calmly, Herbert hits them both. An 11-point lead.
Got to start thinking about threes here.
Tomas Brookins. EJ just in the ball game number 10, and he had to launch a very long three-point attempt there.
Nobody back. It's going to be underneath the basket. That's a bad play. When you're inbounding the ball, you got to make sure your guys are looking, and when your team's inbounding it, you better be looking.
Coach Phelan with a lead, watching the ball being thrown away, and what are you doing, he's asking.
Whitaker with another piece of the ball on the shot attempt there by Watson.
Well, he's really been a presence inside with those long arms. He's got terrific timing. That's
8 blocks now.
Tough pass inside, but comes away with a foul.
Whitaker, his 5th foul, and Newton Gale, 0-0 coming in, a big hug. What a story for Melvin Whitaker, probably wondering in the not too distant past whether he'd ever have a chance like this, ever have an opportunity to play major college basketball and show what he can do.
Well, Melvin Whitaker has gone from being incarcerated earlier this season to now on the brink of the NCAA tournament.
Watson now with 21 points. The 9-point game, so with the 3-point shot, it's 3 possessions. That's plenty of time with almost a minute still on the clock. Bethel was looking that time, and he'll be fouled right away. Eric Bethel, the senior from Fort Washington, Maryland, will go to the free throw line.
Now all St. Mary's has to do is be strong with the ball, make sure you present yourself as a receiver, get open, and then once you are fouled, step to the free throw line and knock free throws down. And thus far in the ball game, they have done that, 12 of 14.
Bethel hits the free throw. He now has 9. The wide range of emotions of championship week. Bethel Conley hits them both. Back to 11 points. Richard E.J. He pulled that one. We're sitting right on a line there. That's tough to come off the bench. Haven't played all night. And be called upon to try to hit the three-pointer. Aaron Herbert with that quickness. Gets it out of Bethel. Central Connecticut shouldn't be wasting any time fouling now. Ricketts with the grab. Again, a reminder here on the Deuce. Stay with us. More championship week action coming your way. NCAA women's basketball, the Conference USA Championship. Cincinnati will be taking on Tulane.
What a way to get your 800th win, and what a disappointment for Central Connecticut State to come this close after being 4-22 in 1998. This close to the NCAA tournament.
Well, regardless, it is a huge turnaround that Howie Dickham and his staff and the program has made, as you mentioned, coming off of just a 4-win season last year, on the verge of a 20-win season. It would have put them into the NCAAs. And what a night for Jim Phelan. His wife Dottie, 5 grown kids, 9 grandchildren.
And I can tell you right now, he is not thinking about 800 in the least. He's thinking about this last 34.8 seconds and how to successfully navigate that, and then he'll watch his players celebrate.
Herbert unable to get the roll, tipped by Balgotch, and now recovered. And Central Connecticut comes up with the basketball. Sean Dreyer, number 33, is in there now.
Got to get a shot up.
Dreyer, he is open for the 3. Hit the back iron, no good. Bethel has it. Down to 15 seconds. And Coach Phelan's going to empty his bench. Why not? Get all the guys in there that have practiced hard throughout the year.
And this is something that all these players on both sides will remember, but obviously the memory will be much sweeter for Mount St. Mary's, especially the players. Kind of a double for them. They get to hand their coach Jim Phelan his 800th win, and they will all get NCAA tournament watches. Something they'll cherish the rest of their lives.
Bethel gets the second one down, 13 points for him. Brookins will have to just launch a long 3 that gets nothing but the backboard. Bethel lays it in, and that'll be the final margin. Number 800 for Jim Phelan, just the 4th in college basketball history. Coach Jim Phelan being congratulated. Not only his 800th career win, as Jay Billis mentioned a moment ago, but what a way to get it. His second opportunity to go to the NCAA tournament. And Jim Phelan has been kind enough to leave his team's celebration to come over here by our table and talk with Jay Billis, who has just got his letter in track and field, sprinting into position. Jay Billis with Jim Phelan. Jay?
Thank you, Dave. Coach Phelan, congratulations on a great win, your 800th. Your players played so hard all game long, especially Melvin Whitaker had a terrific ball game.
He did. Melvin has given us a big lift, particularly the defensive end. You know how important that is. If you got somebody who can reject shots, it's a whole different dimension to your defense.
Now, you have been to the tournament once before. What does this mean, though, to your players?
Well, these guys have never been. It'll be a great experience for them. I've been there lots of times with Division II and once with Division I, and we know what's ahead of us. You know, a 1 or 2 seed probably, but it's exciting, and they're excited.
Now, you were expected to do well in conference, and certainly you did, going to the NCAA tournament with this win over Central Connecticut State. Tell me, though, going back to when Melvin Whitaker became eligible, how difficult was it to integrate him into your system?
It was quite difficult. He, you know, he'd been away so long, and it was more difficult offensively than any other thing because, as John Wooden used to say, it's a lot harder to teach offense than defense, and to get him melding in with the rest of the club was very difficult.
Coach, you joined some select company tonight when you got your 800th win. It must be very nice to get it in a game like this.
It certainly is. But the good thing about it was that the championship game overshadowed the 800 win, which is beautiful. The players could focus on the game and not on that 800.
Now, what do you do in preparation for a first-round game with these guys? Is it going to be hard to get them back on the ground?
A day or two off. That's all we do. Don't worry about that next week.
Well, Coach, congratulations not only on your 800th win, but on going to the NCAA tournament. Back to you, Dave.
All right, Jay, thanks very much, and congratulations as you take a look at the trophy that will go to the champions of the 1999 Neutrogena Northeast Conference Tournament. And Jay Billis, some very wise words there from Jim Phelan, putting it all in perspective and saying, hey, we'll give the guys a couple of days off. He felt the win, the championship, more important than his 800th.
Absolutely, he feels that way, and a terrific coach in Jim Phelan. So exciting to see him get his 800th win. A terrific ball game for Mount St. Mary's. You know how excited they've got to be to go to the tournament.
So once again, our final score, 72-56. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com. Stay tuned. Coming up next for more of Championship Week, Conference USA Women's Title Game, Cincinnati against Tulane. For Jay Billis, I'm Dave Strader. So long.
Top seeded